What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Hey y'all. It
What's up?
is welcome to Faith Over Everything. We view Wednesday. We are reviewing the reality show The Real Housewives of Atlanta. I am one of your hosts. What happened? Why are you holding your nose like that?
Nothing. I don't know.
Oh Lord, I thought something was wrong with her.
Mm-mm.
I'm one of your hosts. My name is Angela Suggs.
I'm Jasmine Suggs with a problem.
Oh, she got a problem. And I need to go back. I think it was like 2 episodes ago. I think that was a good interview. Or I ain't interviewed nobody. We ain't interviewed nobody on this. It was a good introduction. I did a good introduction. I need to write that down and make that our introduction every time. But y'all, this intro is just all jacked up. But whatever. Angela, Jasmine, we are here. We're going to review the show. If this is your first time, we try to do a scene by scene breakdown of the episode. So we're just going to jump right into it. Again, this is The Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 15, episode 5, titled Drama for Your Mama. Okay. So it picks up with the foolishness at Kenya's door at the hotel. Monyetta and Marlo get into it.
Confused.
Because I think, okay, so they were leaving. So Marlo already snapping about, the fact that Kenya not, they letting Kenya do whatever she want to do. And I guess maybe she feel like, Kenya's not filming, yada, yada, woo. So then they all get on the elevator and she telling Monyetta, like, y'all can stay here if y'all want to and be like puppets or something she said. Because then Monyetta was like, I do what I want to do and whatever. So they get into it over that stupid stuff. But then they all end up getting on the elevator and going downstairs. So it's like, Monyetta, you did all that. I mean, well, granted, I ain't gonna say you did all that because she was saying y'all stay there, and you like, no, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and I want to get on this elevator. I mean, she didn't say that part, but that's basically.
But I'm like, so then is we supposed to do what you want us to do because you get on the elevator and you leaving? So you which puppet you want us to be? Because
I would have been like, I'm gonna do what I want to do. Y'all can get on the elevator. I'm taking the stairs.
I'm be like, I'm going to my room. I ain't taking no stairs. I'm going to my room. I don't have to take this. I'm going to my room.
I'm going home. So yeah, so then they all get on the elevator. They go downstairs. They walking through the bar area, lounge, just loud. And like, I'm like, oh, look, are you not embarrassed? Are you not embarrassed? I was like, why are they doing it? I was so mad at them because it's like, I don't know. I just y'all just doing too much. Like too much.
Always.
What's her name? Marlo go to the bar, order a drink, and then go outside. Like, girl,
the man up there following her. Talking about, here go your drink lady. He must be following her to get that money. Like, here go your drink. Give me that money. Like, I don't care
what
about these cameras.
was, I feel like when she ordered the drink, he was on the outside of the bar, like sweeping or mopping or something. I said, how you know he was the bartender? Excuse me, honey. Let me get a gin and tonic. And then he like, all right. Like, girl,
that man don't work there.
He was not. I was like, this bitch went behind the bar and made her something and brought it out to her.
He got paid off of it.
I mean, I think he had, I don't know. He might not have been the bartender though. I don't know. That baby did whatever. It was just weird to me. So then Monyetta's on the phone with Kenya. And Kenya's upset with Monyetta and Sheree for entertaining the foolishness and coming to her room, knocking on her door and everything. And then she was like, you know what? I just want the core group of women to stay at this point. Like, she just over it. She wanted everybody to, or, whoever not her in her core group to leave. Sonya's sitting there. So then Sonya gets on the phone and she's like, we were just trying to talk to you to get an understanding of like what's going on. The game, going to the football game is cool and everything, but like what's going on? Because, she got to go back to Atlanta tomorrow and then drive back. I think she said, and then I'm traveling 4 hours back to come back, whatever. Like, we just trying to figure out what's going on. Kenya was like, it's okay, Sonya, don't come back. Like, but I was like, I mean, I ain't really mad at Kenya for saying that per se. She probably could have delivered it better, but she probably was just already irritated. And it was just like, okay, so now you're telling me, well, I'm going to Atlanta and then I got to come back 4 hours and I really don't even know,
What the agenda is. What is the
Yeah.
itinerary?
It's like, I'm not mad at Sonya either because you don't know. You're telling her, girl, we just trying to figure out what's going on. Like, especially me, because I'm going out of my way to come back
Mm-hmm.
here to be, and I'm just going to a football game. Like, what is it? Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, she could have just said, oh, well, I feel like Kenya could have said, like, oh, well, she could have told her, I'm in the halftime show, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But, since it's already been so much, you don't really have to come back. Like, gave her the option of like, you can come back if you want to, but it was just like real, like, it's okay, Sonya, you ain't got to come back.
Right.
Like,
If I was Sonya, I would have felt like I wasn't a part of the core because you just got done saying that you don't. If you're not a part of the core, you don't have to come. I mean, you don't want. I don't want you to be here. I don't want your presence. So, if I was Sonya, I would have felt some type of way. And like you said, like she definitely could have just been like, "Oh, you're right. No, you don't have to worry about that. I mean, it'll be on TV."
it should have been. But yeah, it's like, I mean, like I said, initially I was like, oh, so Kenya didn't really say anything bad, which I still don't. Like I said, it's just how she delivered it and what she said. And I'm trying to just, meet her where she at. She was already upset. So it's like, okay, she said it how she
Girl,
said it.
yeah,
She could
she
have
was
said it
sleepy.
better.
I know how it is when you're
Girl,
sleepy. A lot of things come out your mouth that you might not have said.
listen, but I will say, Sonya pointed out, like, when they went to Jamaica, Kenya's expectation of her as a host was super high, and Kenya has not met those
That's true.
expectations herself. Because she
That's
was like,
true.
I had to go leave and do whatever. You want me to call y'all and do whatever? And Kenya was like, yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, also but it's like, so you want me to tell you every little thing that you supposed to do? I'm supposed to call you and make sure you're available for everything. But yet on your trip, I don't even know what we doing. And when I got the nerve to try to ask you nicely for the understanding of what's going
Mm-hmm.
on, you got attitude. Okay, girl, that's fine. Sonya was like, what? You ain't got to tell me twice. That baby got up quick. She was like, okay, cool, whatever. Like, no, I was like, I ain't mad at you, Sonya.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at that. So after the so then Sheree's telling Kenya on the phone, like, hey, we just confused about this trip. We just feel like it's something that you're not telling us, whatever. So then Kenya at that point lets her know that she is performing at the halftime show. And Sheree was like, girl, you should have just told us that. Like, why you should have told us that, because we would have celebrated that. We would have been happy for you. It just basically, girl, it ain't had to be no surprise. It ain't had to be no surprise. So we can go to the next scene. Candy and Todd are at what's their business called? Is it at their business?
I was gonna
Yeah, I
say
think
the
it's at their
Cody
business.
night, but it's not Cody night.
Candy coated, whatever. Candy
The
Industries.
factory.
I think it is maybe the factory or something. I don't know. But either way, they talking about Todd's movie. He had the little mock-up poster of the movie called The Pass. And he's trying to talk to her about whatever. She texting. She not present during the meeting. That baby
She out
like,
of order. She is. Like I was like, Candy, had he did that to you, you would have been ooh wee, raising hell and high water.
but it's so funny because I feel like when she be talking, she be knowing, like, Ty, yeah, he talking and I was doing whatever, and he expects me. He does feel like I put whatever on the back burner. So he's communicating his feelings to you. You
Mm-hmm.
know how he feels. It's not like you're oblivious to the fact that you're doing these things and you're like, oh well, I just never knew. You know, and
Mm-hmm.
you just keep doing it. And Todd is right. Like, when it comes to your stuff, you want somebody to be present. You want him to
Mm-hmm.
help you. You want him to do whatever. But now, he wants you to help him. And I mean, yeah, I try to see both sides. That baby busy. She got a whole bunch of stuff to do. It's not like
But the
she
stuff
got
that she was doing, you could tell it wasn't business related. It was like they probably was texting her what happened on the
about the
trip.
trip on
So, cause she was
Birmingham.
like,
Because she was like,
like, like, girl, this not a business call. Like I can see if it was a business text, but it wasn't. She
I don't
bogus.
know.
No excuse.
I don't know.
No excuse, Candy.
She be booked and busy. So then she says that Mama Joyce has finally called her 2 weeks later. And she called her like nothing ever happened. She was like, no, Mama called me. And we just had a conversation and she never even mentioned like what happened at BravoCon. Next scene, we back in Birmingham. Marlo is on FaceTime with her life coach because she need a tune up, because she like, if my life coach would have seen the stuff that I had said or did, whatever, she would not be proud of her. So she you know, trying to understand or just telling her like, you know, what her triggers are. And she basically was telling her, what I do like, she was like, you know, is it what the person said or is it how Marlo received it? Like there's a difference between what somebody is saying and what you are receiving them to say or whatever else. So, I mean, I feel like Marlo, girl, you old enough to know how, like you should be able to communicate with
Right.
people.
Like,
Like
this
you,
is stupid.
I don't have to ask somebody to be like, well, they triggered me and they said this. And so, well, girls, maybe how you perceived it. You know what? You're right. Maybe I did perceive it wrong. It is I. I am, you know, I am the, well, girl, live your life like that. Always live your life with thinking like, before you even pop off, just think about what was
Self
said. And
awareness. Mm-hmm.
because you're doing too much. At 9 a.m., Kenya told production that she couldn't shoot anymore, and then they show her calling 911 for an ambulance. She told the ambulance, or she told the dispatcher that she was dizzy and she was having a hard time breathing. She said she had just recovered from COVID, and then she said that she had numbness and pain in her left arm. So then the ambulance comes. Apparently, Sheree, like right next door to her room, because Sheree came out like, wait a minute, what's going on? Can you all right? So they take her, and then Sheree calls all the women to her room to let them know what happened with Kenya. I'm guessing Kenya must have already told Moyetta because Moyetta had said that it was serious and that she was going in for a chest x-ray. And then they FaceTime Kenya, and she was telling them that she got a fever of 102. And Marlo went, Moyetta called her what, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I'm like, that's exactly what she is, because you just was banging on this girl door last night, and now she in the hospital, and you like, oh Jesus.
Let's pray.
Now, when Sheree called her and invited her to the room, the baby was reading her Bible. I said, what?
I ain't even catch that part.
Because she was reading, was it Psalms or something she was reading? And I was like, girl, yeah, though I walked through the valley of shadow of death, she might have been reading that.
You right. I do remember her saying that. I do remember her saying
she was
that.
reading Psalms. So I'm like, girl.
That's Psalm 23. Mm-hmm. She
that
was
baby.
child.
She was like, and I'm like, so you reading your Bible. Now you leading the prayer for the woman you was just cussing out and banging on her door last night, telling everybody she don't want to film, she don't want to do whatever, she the devil, she this, she that.
Oh,
I said, that baby, she's trying to keep her peach. Okay, that baby said, I'm gonna stay on the show. Okay, if I gotta play nice and be mean tomorrow, I will do so. And then Marlo tells Moyetta she doesn't know what happened between them, and then tried to go hug her. Moyetta, I feel like Moyetta didn't want that hug at first.
I promise you, I thought Moyetta was gonna be like, keep your hug. It's about Kenya right now, so because she did not move or push or nothing. Didn't. She was like, I don't know what happened either, but I was like, continue.
Not Sheree. What's her name? Marlo just came closer. It was just like, because somebody might stop, try to do you halfway, and if you don't come, they leave it alone. But she was like, she just kept coming closer. So she like, all right, girl. Like, she gave her a hug, but she don't trust it.
Got them on speed dial so that she all good.
Oh, Pookie and them. Oh yeah, because she had told Sheree the night before, like, you got Ray Ray or you got Pookie and them. I got Ray Ray in there. And Sheree was like, don't call Ray Ray now. So, please don't call Ray Ray now. Like, girl, nobody want that. Then they all pack up to head home. They meet up again in the little lobby. And Sheree said she heard from Kenya's assistant and that she still had a fever and she was getting tests run. But then Marlo said she called the hospital to send flowers and they said Kenya had checked out. So I was confused.
I was confused all the way. I was like, okay, is the baby in the hospital or she lying or like what's the problem?
Yes. I mean, it very much could be. She maybe could have been in the hospital and maybe Kenya, like, if Marlo Hampton called, tell her I'm not here. Like, because I think even when they was on FaceTime, was that Marlo that was asking, like, can we come see you? Can we come see you?
Oh, I
don't know who it was. Somebody was asking, can we come see you? So if it was Marlo.
No.
Yes. So if it was Marlo, maybe she like, that baby gonna try and come up here. So if Marlo Hampton calls, I am not here. Whatever. So maybe that's what that was. And she like, well, I tried to send some flowers and they said that she had checked out. Because nobody like questioned it. So it almost made me feel like they all knew, like, oh, okay. And they just kept going. Like, they all knew that Kenya had blacklisted Marlo.
Right. She had a list. Like,
Girl, you just not on that list. You're not on her list. So then Marlo asked Monyetta to at least show them the routine that Kenya was going to do. So then Monyetta do her little routine. Marlo did give her props. She wasn't being a hater. She was like, nah, that Monyetta, well, she can dance, okay? She can dance. I'm like, oh, she can dance. I'm like, okay. Then Courtney asked Sheree if she and Drew were going to be cool. They play a clip of Drew in some interview saying that Sheree took all her She by Sheree stuff back after the reunion. And I don't know, Sheree was just like, she didn't say yay or nay. I really don't even know what she said to her. And they wrap up the trip saying that they're all going to be better with one another. But then Marlo immediately went outside and told, who was it, Sheree? And somebody, it was probably Sheree and Courtney.
The cousin.
That which she I'm didn't like, think that
she don't need to know nothing about it in no way, because she ain't in a thing yet. Like, she's just a visitor.
Even when she had said, like, when it was all sitting there, and then she was just like, okay, so when we're addressing, or, since we're addressing, Sheree, how do you feel about Drew? Girl, ain't nobody asked you to lead no discussion board. Like, you are a visitor.
Like, we hardly know you. Well, I guess that is Sheree. That was Sheree's friend, though, wasn't it? Because that's how she got introduced.
I think it do say Sheree's friend, but ask me that when it's just the two. We friends. You ain't got to ask me that in this little group setting.
I know it's fake.
You are a visitor, ma'am.
You not your friend.
She ain't know. I can't. Like, she's. Don't nobody know you, girl. Like, I don't know. But yeah, so Marlo basically was like, she know that once Kenya and Candy is back around, Monyetta is not gonna play nice with her, even though they had all agreed to play nice. But I'm like, Marlo, you already being petty because y'all ain't even. You ain't even gave a girl. But it's like you ain't even gave a girl a chance. Number one, in my opinion, Monyetta ain't even did nothing to you. You keep coming for her. Whatever. Like,
she only coming for Monyetta is because Monyetta and Candy is close, and she don't like Candy. Well, she loves Candy enough, but because she want to be like Candy. But whoever is liking on Candy, they the enemy as well.
It just don't make sense because it's like, girl, Monyetta ain't did nothing, ain't said nothing to you, but I like that Monyetta be standing her ground though. Like, girl, what you ain't about to do is sit and talk crazy to me, whatever. So it's like for you to immediately go back and be like, well, once Kenya and Candy come around, I know she gonna be acting funny, but she don't act funny. You be bringing the smoke, Marlo. It's you. Go talk to Coach Sharon. Sharon, was that her name? I think that was her name. Whatever the life coach name is, call her back and just put her on speed down. Just leave her on speakerphone as you walk through life because she need to be like, no, Marlo, she ain't talking. Like, she ain't talking to you. Like, who? Like, or even when Sonya was leaving the night before, and she was on the phone, and she came down again, and Kenya was on speaker, and she was like, well, Kenya, we just hold on, I'm sorry. Who's talking? She said, oh, girl, now you don't know my voice. It's like, Kenya. Like, why you doing that? Because when Sonya got on the phone the first time, it was like, well, Kenya, we just want to know what's going on. You clearly said, well, Sonya, you can go. You ain't got to come back. Now, all of a sudden, she get on the phone. Now you don't know the baby voice? Like, girl, don't do that. Don't do that.
Y'all still tired. That's what she was tired. Y'all leave her alone.
They just petty. Anywho, the next scene is at a crystal shop with, like, Sonya and Courtney. Real quick, Sonya thinks Kenya's...
You say the P word. Is that normal?
I had the same question. I said, did she just say...
I looked at Yana. I said, oh, they didn't block that out? Like, I don't recall you being able to say that. They just let everything slide nowadays.
I guess. But yeah, she said the P word. She was like, Anywho, but Sonya thinks that Kenny...
Who is
Kenya? I don't know who Kenya is. Sonya thinks Kenya's issue with her is that she is cool with Marlo. So just how you think Marlo got an issue with Monyetta because she cool with Candy and Kenya, apparently Marlo got an issue with Sonya and Sonya's opinion because, or no, Kenya got an issue with Sonya because she cool with Marlo. And I'm like,
I could see
so
it though.
y'all too old to be doing this. Like, I'm not
They
about to
too
have
old
an
to do a
issue
lot
with
of things.
somebody.
They too old to be doing a lot of these things, but they do it.
I'm
And
not
I
gonna
can
have
see
an
it.
issue with somebody just because you got an issue with them. Now, I can see me not being like, I'm not gonna rightfully go out and try to like befriend somebody, you know, but I'm gonna be cordial with somebody if I don't have a real reason to not like you. If you come around, I'll, you know, hey Angela, oh hi, how you doing? I ain't going to be like, girl, let me get your number and do all of that, you know, whatever. Like, but I'm not gonna be rude to you just because you don't
My
like somebody.
friend don't like, yeah.
Yeah, like that doesn't make sense. Now we're at Kenya's house. Sheree is bringing her some goodie bag stuff, and Kenya coughed. Sheree was like, mm-mm. You sound like you still congested.
Girl, I'm so surprised that I would have left. I'd have been like, oh, okay, I see you still sick. Let me go on back home because I'm not trying to catch what you caught or what you
Because it was
had or
like
still got.
Sheree was like right here. She was like, she was like, oh, mm-mm. Mm-mm. Okay, so then Kenya's all heartbroken because she wasn't able to promote her brand while they were in Birmingham because she got sick and everything. She said that her head is really foggy. She don't really remember what happened, but she remembers Marlo kicking the door.
So you remember that part, but you don't remember nothing else.
Exactly, like girl,
Lies.
that's the only thing because y'all had a whole day, like that's the whole day of events that you planned. Like this, is your itinerary. You don't remember nothing. Nothing. Okay, girl. So then production asked Sheree in her little interview, like, didn't you bang on the door too? I was like, see, I knew they was gonna do that last week when they had showed the little clip of her gesturing, whatever. And I'm like, because Sheree was like, absolutely not. Like, I didn't kick, I didn't do whatever. She's like, Marlo. Kenya's issue is that Marlo kicked the door, whatever. Like, I ain't did nothing. But then they showed the clip again, and I'm like, but we can't see Sheree's foot. I'm very much on she
But I
innocent
didn't hear.
until
Yeah, I
proven
didn't hear
guilty.
nothing either. It was like one of those like you know how you be like bump bump bump. Like
Like you
she
being
didn't
funny
really
because
kick that door.
she did the bing bing and she ran like a little, there. But it was like she was being funny. I mean, I don't believe she kicked the door because y'all not showing me her foot. Y'all showed Marlo's foot. I saw Marlo's foot kick the
And we
door.
heard it.
Yes, I did not see Sheree's foot kick the door. Last week they made a sound when she did it, but it could have just been a over. Y'all could have, you can hear that. Y'all didn't see me knock, but you heard it, whatever. So it's like I don't. Sheree said she ain't do it. Right now, she's innocent until proven guilty in my
Correct.
book. So y'all better leave Sheree alone. Brooklyn, old cute self, coming to the scene. I said, "Oh, look at her! She coming from karate practice and show her little karate moves." I was like, "Oh, she is so cute!" Like, "Oh, Kenya, baby, cute." Then they talk about Sheree and her fibroids. Kenya has dealt with fibroids herself. I think she said she's had about 3 to 4 surgeries. And Sheree was like, okay, see, that's what I'm trying to avoid. I'm trying to have no surgeries, whatever. And she keep talking about not being able to have sex for 6
I'm like,
weeks.
girl, since like, did you have niggas on rotation? Like, I'm trying to figure this out because like the last that I heard, like before you was on this show, like you didn't have nobody but the dude that was locked up, and
Tyrone.
unless you was. I mean, because he couldn't even show up for you.
She said they was having a phone sex when he was in jail. Call him and tell him, come on, help you get your stuff.
But how is that the same?
I mean, maybe it was just I had somebody to talk to.
But I'm just saying, like, if you was having a phone sex, then you could still have that when you having your surgery.
But she ain't got nobody to talk to. Like, it's the maybe it's the intimacy of it all, whatever. And now, or let's just say, even when you're right, let's say she wasn't having sex, even like you said, without even the thought of phone sex. Maybe now that she has a physical man that she can get some from, maybe on a regular basis, maybe she's feeling a little randy, okay, and she don't know how long this situationship is gonna last. So I got to get it while I can. Okay,
Because
6
according to
weeks
the
out the
other,
game.
I was gonna say, because according to the other show, you think your stuff is that good that he ain't gonna cheat.
Girl, listen. And according to the show, he didn't cheat on his wife. So if you, and when they would ask him why he cheated on his wife, he said because she wasn't taking care of him. So here you is 6 weeks out the game. If you were taking care of him for 6 weeks,
Listen,
she don't know where that
like
man gonna go.
what that meme said, your OB said that you can't, but your dentist said what?
Well, she said, I don't want to do that. Maybe that's what Sheree like. That's not an option. That's not an option. But I mean, you right. Listen, you right. But I don't know. I don't
But
know.
she keep on bringing it up, so he must be laying it down. Like, I mean, y'all must be seeing a lot of each other for you to like don't want to
give up 6 weeks.
Right. Like, I'm like, that thing gonna go so quick. Like, but hey, by all means, do what you got to do. Like, if that's gonna hold you up or whatever, but I'm just nervous about you having to keep on having these other surgeries. Like Kenya said, 3 to 4 different surgeries.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, I don't know how long that recovery is, but I would just be like, okay, this is the bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
If you do it right now, then I don't have to worry about 3 or 4 different surgeries happening just in case it comes
You talking
back.
about as far as just the hysterectomy?
Yeah, like just go ahead and do the hysterectomy. I mean, granted, I know I've been seeing a lot of people that like really just been like in their chest about like, oh, I just feel like a part of me is leaving. I cannot wait to find the day that an OB says that they can do this to me. Like I'm just
said, no, I said the fly. Choose me, oh great Mentos. Choose me. Like, let me go. But yeah, I don't know. Yes, definitely. Because I mean, I don't know. Because then she was joking with Kenya talking about some I'm expecting.
That joke was funny because she was so serious. She was like, "Because I'm expecting."
She was like, I haven't told anybody yet. And she was like, told anybody what? Girl, I'm expecting. She was like, oh, so right. Like, girl, I'm just joking. Like, girl. Now that's old. Well, I ain't gonna say. How old is Sheree? 53, 50 something. I don't know.
But shoot, how old is Kenya? Kenya old and she had a baby.
She want. Now I gotta Google it, y'all. I'm like, listen, Kenya more. I feel like we looked her up the last time. No, who was we looking at?
Was she 47?
Kenya is 52.
Oh, 52. See?
Kenya's 52 and Sheree is Sheree 53. But Kenya had her baby in her 40s. Late 40s.
You're right. I was gonna say late 40s.
Sheree already 53. Look, I'm like, she's already good in her 50s.
Sarah had that baby when she was 90 years out. Actually, she got pregnant when she was 90 years old.
Did the Lord listen? Did Sheree say that God promised her? It's like Sarah had that baby because that was God's promise to her, Abraham. Did God give? I was trying to say, did God give her and Martell?
Listen, I don't know if God is approving this relationship at all, so I'm gonna just let bygones be bygones.
Yeah,
be like, that's not my will.
Yeah, my girl,
y'all do what y'all want.
But I mean, I guess you're right. It could be an option because Sheree, what's the baby name? Kenya was really like, what? Like, so I guess maybe she believed it could happen. I believe I can fly. All right, next we at Candy's house. Mama Joyce rolled through that thing, and basically Candy was letting her mom know, like, why she did the things at BravoCon, like, how it made her feel, like, that the things that she said at BravoCon went viral. And Mama Joyce was like, well, I mean, they asked me questions, Todd just needs to lighten up. Like, I mean, I do think when they talked about her earlier in the episode, Todd did say, like, well, do you think she just kind of like, gets off on being like, the mean mother-in-law, like that's just her role, and so she's just trying to play it for TV type thing. And it's just like, girl, I don't know. So then Candy asked her, like, why don't you talk about the good things, that Todd do, like the nice things and stuff? And she was like, well, he always sleep when I come around. I'm like, girl.
Okay. But I would too. Like if I was Todd, I'd be like, I'm asleep.
And then Kenny said, like, well, I mean, he probably avoiding you, whatever. And she like, well, I mean, what you got to, because the energy you bring. And she was saying, like, you be bringing negative energy. Like, so he don't want to be around you if all you're going to do is talk crazy.
Talk
Somebody
bad
talk
about her.
crazy about me all the time. When they come around, I'm not gonna sit there and wait for you to walk in the room so I could just be like, oh. So then she can tell me, give me your point of view or your perspective on what I'm doing wrong, whatever. So then when I'm not around, now you judging me because I'm not around, but when I'm around, I'm not good enough. Like, so man, what you want? So let me just stay away. Let me just go to my room, play my video games. You let me know your mama gone. And you ain't even attempted to come in here and say like, oh, well, I'm sorry. You haven't done anything, acknowledged anything.
Because she ain't sorry.
Girl. So then Candy point out that, the grandkids are going to see this one day. How you think they going to feel, when they see what you said about their dad? Mama Joyce said, well, at 6 years old, Ace should be learning how to take out the trash, and his daddy should be teaching him that.
I'm like, man, what do that got to do with what you talking about? Like, nobody's talking about the trash. Like, hey, how you know he ain't taught him how to take the doggone trash out?
Man, he is 6. He live in a mansion. His mama is rich. Like,
other people take out the trash.
Even if they don't, granted, even with money, you still need to teach your children, whatever. But he's 6. Like, man, he don't.
Maybe she was just trying to say, like, at 6 years old, he shouldn't be watching TV or whatever. But I don't think Candy was talking about that he was going to be watching the show right now. Like, I'm just thinking when they grow up and they be like, oh, yeah, my mama was on this show. My mama and my daddy was on this show. And dang, why my granny always talking about my...
Look, she was talking about nothing that got nothing to do with what Candy was talking about. She just changed the subject and made it negative about Todd again. Like, you pointed out what Todd not doing, in your opinion.
Exactly.
Whatever.
But it's like, but you claim, I think in that little scene, she said that she don't be coming over there like that. So if you don't come over there like that, how you know what my husband is doing with my child?
She said, Mama, I think even when she said that, she was like, girl, what? And she was like, well, Todd, when you're married, Todd. Because she was talking about how they were like coming up on their 9-year anniversary, and and she just don't. We about to be married for 9 years, Mama. Like, girl, we about to be married. Like, you need to get your act
like
together.
Like, this for real. And this not for play.
Yes. She like, well, when y'all got married, he was meek and humble. Was he? Because before they got married, you was talking crazy about him.
Girl, I was like, so when did he become meek and humble? Because you didn't like him when and even the clip that they showed him the same way that he is today. Nothing changed with his tone. Nothing changed with how he treated you. Nothing changed. Like, the only person
y'all across from the tables.
Exactly.
You at the head of the table. He at the head of the table. And he telling you that he'll do whatever he got to do to basically like
prove to you that he really loved your daughter,
girl.
And yet and still you talking about, so now he think he Mr. George Jefferson. When he start getting some pep in his stepping,
dun, dun. Then they gonna be petty and show the little clip of him in the mirror putting on his little suit.
I said that ain't George Jefferson. George Jefferson was talking crazy to Weezy. I'm like, girl, I just
when he married, he was meek and humble. So when was you meek and humble? Because I don't.
Or if that was the case, now they said to name 3 good things about him on BravoCon. Why you didn't bring that up? He was meek and humble when he first married my daughter. He's very meek and he's very humble, or he was.
Yes, but it's like, Mama Joyce, listen, baby. You acting like all this stuff is not recorded. This is on TV. We saw what was going on when they was engaged. They wasn't married, baby. For him to be meek and humble in the beginning of the marriage, they wasn't even married, and you was trying to mess up the wedding. You wasn't trying to get him to be married. Talking about he was sleeping with Karma and everything, and then the streets was talking. And TT, what is it? Who was it? Which one was it? Talking about something. Did they set him up to come with you? Come to you with the bull stuff. Like, girl, what is y'all talking?
Just
it was a scheme. It was a scheme that Todd set up to come at you with the bull. Like, girl, a scheme. Y'all said Todd was scheming. He was sleeping with Karma and everything. Like,
nothing has been good for him.
But now that baby meek and humble. And now, and after all of that, you don't know why that baby don't come out the house. Don't come out the room when you in the house. He be in the room all the whole time. Like, girl. So Katie was like, well, you always talking about what a man's supposed to do. I need you to just not do that with my man. Stop nitpicking at him. whatever.
Girl,
And
she
so then
killed
she
me when
like,
she
so
got to
Mama
talking
Joyce
about her
said,
mama.
Mama Joyce said, okay, if you want your man to not take out the trash and go to strip clubs, like what? What is she? Candy said we go to strip
Go
clubs together.
together. I'm
She
trying to
was
learn
like,
something. They strong. They cold with it. Trying to see what I can put in my act. Did you forget what I got? I
girl.
got this
But
old
then
candy
Mama,
coat tonight.
like, damn. But then Mama Joyce said something like, okay, well, I mean, if you want a stripper, because I just know, what I got at home is better or something, whatever she said. And she was like, girl, what you and your man like?
I just said, what you and your man like? Well, I don't have one. Exactly. Sit your tail down. You ain't got no man, Tommy.
That was so funny because I sure was thinking the whole time, like, Candy, just ask that baby where her man at. Just ask her why you want to sit up here and tell me what a man should be doing, how he should be acting, what he needs to do. Mama, where your man at? Mama, where your man? Mama, where your man at though? Like, where your man? You ain't
I was very proud of Candy because I feel like this was the first time that we seen on TV that she
talk to her mama.
respectfully checked her mama.
She's like, oh Lord, but this she suggests. So I don't know if she's offered counseling, if it's just her and her mom, or you think it's the family, like her
I'm
mama and
hoping
Todd.
it's the family. Shoot, probably just the mama and Todd. They the ones that really need. Well, the mama
Candy
is
probably
really
should be
the
there.
one. Of course, she should be there, but I'm like, Todd definitely needs to be there to figure out, like, dude, like for real, like, why you don't like me?
What's the problem? What I did to you, Mama?
Right.
Joyce?
I mean, like,
Other
kind
than
of
love
like you
your
don't have to
daughter.
like me, but just like, just
Respect
have some
me.
type of respect for me. Like I'm your son-in-law. Like, just have some type of respect for me. That's it.
Your
That's all.
son-in-law, the father of your grandchildren, ain't did nothing but love on your daughter, love on the kids,
Loved on
like
you.
support her in all her
And y'all
endeavors,
family. And open up a restaurant
yes,
on behalf of y'all name.
like, get y'all all the shine. But anywho, the last scene, we are at like a IV vitamin shop or drip shop, IV whatever. I guess I did say IV already. They're doing IVs. It's Kenya, Sheree, and Drew that are meeting up because they all been sick, and so Kenya like, we need a boost or whatever else. So Kenya and Sheree arrive first. Drew comes in. This is what I was talking about earlier when Marlo was trying to hug what's that baby name? Monietta. And how like Marlo went and then Monietta didn't move and then Marlo came in more. Drew came in and tried to hug Sheree. And she only went that halfway. And Sheree didn't never move forward or whatever. And so then Drew was like, oh, only a high five? Okay. Yeah, whatever. And then Sheree was like, yeah, it's only a high five because we got an issue. Wherever. And she was like, so she
Sheree funny.
She's like, we got issues. So she brings up the interview about Drew saying that Sheree took all the She by Sheree stuff back. She's like, you said you took everything back, or I took everything back. And Drew was like, I didn't say everything. And then they played a clip of Drew saying she took everything.
Everything back. I don't have no shit.
And they put the words big. They was like everything. I'm like, so then Drew said, Drew said that she really wanted the She by Sheree bag. And Sheree was like, girl, that was my personal bag. With all my personal stuff on there, that bag was not even supposed to be like on the little cart. I guess when they brought it out, it wasn't supposed to be on the cart. So that's why, nobody got the bag. Like, it wasn't supposed to be there anyway. So then they pivot over to Drew and Marlo's fight. Or who brought it up? It was who? Who did I said it was? Kenya, Sheree, and Drew. So Kenya told Drew, like, oh yeah, I talked to Marlo. We talked to Marlo. Or you should have came to the Birmingham trip or whatever. And then we brought up the fight to Marlo. And then Drew gives her account, which has some truth in it. Because she was like, Marlo was irritated with her for not holding Candy's feet to the fire, which I'm still confused as to what she was supposed to do or say to Candy. But then she said that she doesn't do well with people standing over her and invading like her personal space and being aggressive. Then Sheree was like, well, Marlo said she was sitting and you was standing or whatever. So then Drew was like, nah, that's, I guess Drew said that wasn't true, but it's
No, she did. Drew did say she was like she was sitting down, but at the end she did come over me or whatever,
Oh,
and was
okay.
like,
I
cause
didn't
so
hear that part.
she did tell her like, no, she was sitting down and I was standing up, but then she got up and came over like on top of me or whatever, like
Mm.
or whatever. So I was like, I mean, she is telling the truth on that part or whatever like that, but that's why I was on Marlo's. Like, I got what Marlo was saying, like, dude, Kenya, don't say nothing because you wasn't even there and you dramatizing everything that's happening and you weren't there. I was there. I was a part of this, you know. So that's when, you know,
especially when Kenya was just like, you know, you were getting up and you were, but girl, you weren't even here. I saw videos and girl,
it don't matter. Like the video part that you seen could have been when she was out her seat or whatever like that. But like, it was just, I don't know. It was pointless.
Girl. So then Drew was like, well, you know, we were talking about whatever. She was talking about her nephew. You know, Drew clearly was confused about the nephew situation. Like, she was like, you know, even after all of that she did with Marlo, she was confused as to what we was even talking about. Like, so then Sheree explained what we already know, you know, as far as the cousin, or as far as the nephew meeting the man at Candy's restaurant, and that Marlo got an issue because Candy has never reached out to the family or whatever else. Kenya was like, they ain't nothing to do with Candy. Like,
true,
that situation, nothing to do with Candy. I'm like, Kenya, no, Candy, you're right.
When Kenya was saying that part, I was like, exactly.
I'm like, but it's like one thing was like Candy. I mean, Kenya, you know, that's your boo. Candy, your boo. So I know you gonna side with her no matter what. But you're absolutely right. Like, girl, no, it has nothing. It has nothing to do. Like, it's not,
but it doesn't. Like, I mean, even I kind of felt like even when Sheree was saying it, like, Sheree, you know that they ain't got nothing to do with Kenya. I mean, with Candy, but you don't like Marlo, Candy at this time either. Marlo, her friend, but she don't like Candy at this time either. So of course, like anything that is gonna, you know, put her down or whatever, like she gonna do it. So because I'm like, some
coal on the fire,
you
like,
know that this don't make no sense. She's like, well, you know, she had worked with it. Sheree, even with you talking, saying it out loud, now you feel dumb. Like, you know that this don't make no sense. Like, girl, stop it.
You look just as stupid as Marlo. Girl. So then they tell Drew that they had made this pact to have, you know, be better moving forward with each other. But then they show clips a few days later and that pact is ruined. Like, we just see Candy going off on Marlo and she cried and she's like, I'm only crying because I can't whoop your I want to beat your board. I'm like, ooh, Candy just threatening everybody all season.
Candy said, this is going to be the season that y'all going to try to get me, try to take my peach.
Try to take my peach. That's it. Because at this point, she was the longest standing one. She
she
no, Sheree. Well, Sheree been off and on. Sheree's an OG. Yeah. Like, Sheree for real, an OG. And then Candy, she's just been consecutive. Like, Candy ain't never, once she came on the show, I don't believe she's had any seasons off. You know, whatever.
Not
like,
at all.
Sheree came in, left. Girl. Sheree came in, left, came back, left again. So I think Candy is the only one. Well, maybe Kenya. Once Kenya came, she been pretty consistent too.
But when did Kenya come though?
I mean, I'm sure Kenya probably came after Candy, but I mean, you know,
Candy's still the longest though. The longest longevity.
Probably. Let's see before we let you guys go. Candy on. Let's see, Candy, how long? On.
And I'm gonna see for Kenya.
Candy has been on. Really? She been on since season 2.
For real?
I don't know. That's what they said. They said Candy Burst has been on the Real Housewives of Atlanta since season 2, 14 years ago. I did not realize that she had been on there since season 2.
Well, Kenya, she been on since season 5.
That is crazy. So yeah, listen, they be trying to
season 2. Dang. Well, you know what? That makes sense because Kim was on the show when Candy had came, because that's when Candy had made that.
Don't be tardy for the party.
And she played her.
But was that the second season? Did that happen at that time?
It was had to be, because how long? Because Kim, how many seasons did Kim do? What's her name? Kim
Zodiac. Kim Z. Oop. I typed in the wrong thing. I was trying to put how long. I put ho.
Wait,
in 2018 or in 2018. Her and Croy getting divorced, or they got
Don't they
divorced.
got like 50 kids?
In 2008, she appeared as one of the original housewives, and she left the Housewives of Atlanta in 2012 during the 5th season. And then she returned as a friend on the 10th season. So she was there from beginning until
season 5 when Kenya
until
came.
season 5. So I was like, I don't know what happened the first season that Candy was on there that they did, but they might have, because I remember they had formed a friendship because both their birthdays was in May. I remember that much.
Oh, I didn't even know that was no.
You know, May birthdays I remember. But all right. When they talk about May birthdays, I'd be like, "Oh, your birthday in May, okay," or I'd be like, "Your birthday in May." So Candy, I was like, "Oh, your birthday in May, girl."
And think Ty's birthday is in
August. We had talked about
August.
that. I think like the last episode or something, or 2 episodes before. But yeah. But all right, y'all. That's it. It's still pretty lackluster right now.
I know.
That's
Hopefully
why we've been
next
really
week that it's been. I know, like y'all seen our faces. Like we
ain't had no real energy. We just talking, and y'all still here. So I appreciate it, because this was not giving what it needed to give. We wasn't giving what it would need to give, but episode wasn't giving. So I can't fake it. Like
till we make it. It's just there.
It didn't give.
Hopefully next week though, based on hopefully it's not like, you know, the hype is just not all what we've seen in the editing part. But we'll see.
I will say,
I mean, when
Kenya was talking to, what's that baby name? Kenya. When Kenya was talking to Drew at the Ivy thing, and she was like, yeah, your cousin Courtney or whatever. I thought she was gonna ask Drew, like, girl, your cousin Courtney, have you do you know how y'all are cousins? Because I told you, I sent you that video from Miss EJ Speaks talking about some, well, Elroy was Delvin's they got the same grandfather. So then his children and my children, they was second cousins. It was like, so then our kids is third cousins. And then, well, you know what? I know they can't cope. I know you can't code them. That's family. Can't code them. I'm like, exactly. Now my baby laughing.
Was funny.
Mom, like, that's exactly what I need to know. This conversation that they had with Courtney, and I thought Kenya was going to ask Drew, like, girl, tell me your cousin. Like, how she your cousin?
Right.
But they didn't do it yet. But that's all I'm looking for, y'all. That's what I'm waiting for. That is what I am waiting for. I need the lineage, but we'll see. But y'all, we'll see y'all again next week, like Jasmine said. Next Wednesday. Hope we got more content, better content for y'all, better episode. Ta-ta.
Bye-bye.